to another edition of the Light Express. This is a show where it's all about expressing your light, living in well-being, and with purpose. Today, this is the first day back for many people, back to school, back to work, after the long holiday we had here, and Christmas and New Year's. My name is Lianne Bridges, and I'm here with my partner, Joanna McDonald.
Nice to be here.
We're really happy to start a new session in this beginning of the new year. And the theme that we wanted to talk about was honoring the season of winter in our life. Many of us are starting back to work feeling very sluggish. I know my kids did not want to get out of bed and go to school today.
Myself included.
Exactly. We had such a ramp up to Christmas like every year. There's so much activity. You know, winter starts at that time of the year, and then it's now, okay, what do we do? So Joanna and I thought we would talk a little bit about how our society doesn't really allow us to honor all of the seasons of our life. We are so much in an action culture.
Absolutely.
And even in our day and night, you know, we work like I did till 1:30 in the morning, work, and don't take enough rest. But it's the same in a whole calendar year. We really honor the spring and springing forth, and the summer we just come alive, especially in the northern hemisphere. But when it comes to winter, we're not going into the theme or the gifts that winter has to offer us and really honoring it. So we want to talk a little bit about that today.
I totally agree. Myself personally, I feel like this tremendous resistance. So as soon as Thanksgiving rolls around, I can feel it starting to creep in every year. I would say that winter is typically not my favorite season, and there's always other things to do and lots of really fun things to do that are a little bit easier in the other 3 seasons of the year. But in winter, I really focus a lot on the hassle of winter, the snow tires, the scraping the car, the warming the car up, the getting dressed 20 minutes beforehand. I get caught up in this whole mentality of how winter is very hard, and it's actually quite beautiful. And last year I set the intention with my partner to get out and enjoy winter, and I had really lost that since I was a kid. So I'm really happy that we're doing this segment today to talk a little bit more about really enjoying winter and being present in the moment right now.
So when we talk about honoring winter, what does winter represent? It's a time of being quiet. It's a time of introspection. When we look at nature, we look at the trees, or we look at animals that hibernate. They use that time very wisely to re-energize, to replenish, and so forth. And we've lost that in our culture. I can't think of everyone right now today out there fighting the traffic, fighting the storm, trying to get back to work, back in action. And not to say we don't have to work, of course, but it's really, and even a lot of, when we go on the internet and so forth, a lot of the work that's being done, everyone's saying, create your vision, do, for 2014, and that's important. But there's a step before that, which is really replenishing, taking stock, taking quiet time for ourselves,
resting.
To explore, rest.
Resting, yeah. There's quite a paradox, or I would say like an irony that goes on, is that at Christmas time it's like go, 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 and you have this huge celebration, and while most of us want to rest after this huge output of social activity, eating, all of this energy that you've put into buying presents, wrapping presents, doing all of these things, it's almost like we need a week or two in January of break time to actually regenerate, recharge our batteries, to simply lie there and do nothing. A friend of mine laughed at me the other day because she said, "What did you do during the holidays?" And I said, "I didn't do very much, actually. I just sat there and read and retreated, and I slept a lot." And she kind of looked at me and like this a little bit, like, "Why weren't you out kind of doing stuff?" And I don't have the energy for that after the holidays. I had a busy holiday season. I just really took the time to enjoy myself for a couple of days after. So nourishing and listening to my body from within and what my body needed to replenish itself.
Yeah, and when we look at like a tree, and you can see trees behind us here, they aren't trying to leaf at this point. They're not trying to bud at this point. Yet we as humans are trying to bud. Oh, it's New Year's. We have our New Year's resolutions. We have to create our vision for the year. Absolutely. Again, all those things are important. But we're really pushing in a time when a lot of us have low energy because we don't have the same exposure to the sun and so forth. And we've gone through a whole year of go, 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 and at the end of the year is so chaotic. Trying to get work up to Christmas.
Absolutely. So it's very important to honor that part of you, the rest part of you. Everything has a season. There is also divine timing when things need to be manifest. And you can't give out all the time, give out. The other side of that is to receive. And this is how the universe works. It works with yin and yang, light and dark, happy and or unhappy. So what are some other similarities we can talk about? But basically, there's always a balance between the one side and the other. And you're basically, if you're giving all the time, basically what you're going to end up with is a really burnt out energy system. And this is what we want to try and avoid before you gather up the momentum to, deliver 2014. You really need to replenish the batteries with it.
That's it. And since the whole Earth, or not the whole Earth, but certainly the place where we live right now in the northern hemisphere, is very much in that process. Instead of resisting it, why not go with it and live with the energy? You had a couple of cards too. Yeah, exactly. You had a couple of cards. Did you want to talk about the couple of cards that Joanna pulled just before this session?
Yeah. So basically today we were using the Goddess Guidance cards from Doreen Virtue, another beautiful deck from Doreen. And the first one we picked, of course by random or spirit decided to show up today, is Ishil, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, but she is the Mayan goddess medicine woman. And she teaches us a lot about, she says you are a channel for divine healing power. So a lot of that means that you are a channel for divine healing power, but you can't be an effective channel if you are not nurturing yourself to begin with. How we channel the healing, how we channel our innermost thoughts, how we manifest anything in our lives is by receiving and nurturing and giving to ourselves first. So it's not selfish, it's self-preserving. I like to say, before you can give to others, you must nourish yourself from within. So she teaches us a lot about medicine of your own kind, so going within and healing your body from within. And the second one, very apropos, is Una, I think how you pronounce it. I think probably Irish culture. Easy does it, she says. So there is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So again, as Lianne mentioned before, if we can take our guidance from Mother Nature, there's a reason why there's 4 seasons. There's a reasons why flowers bloom in the spring, vegetables are harvested in the fall. There's a reason and there's perfect timing. No need to hurry and rush, but simply enjoy the beauty of the winter right now. Right?
That's it. So the question is then, how do we do that? Because society and our boss and everybody's pushing us to get out the door and produce and that type of thing. So, a few things that we talked about maybe we could do is first just to stop, just to even be aware. Yeah, I do want to honor this time of year. And so taking some time, going and doing some meditation, connecting to your body, what your body's telling you.
Yeah, just simple mindfulness. Just even when you're just a girlfriend of ours was mentioning to us not too long ago that sometimes she practices mindfulness just while she's folding laundry or washing the dishes. Even if you can manage it for 5 minutes a day, it doesn't have to be 5 hours or this huge meditation time. If you can peace starts from within. So if you can slow down the mind and the brain, then everything else in your life becomes a little bit more manageable. So start from just breathing, slowing down, and just slowing down. It's okay to say no to things as well. You don't have to say yes to every single opportunity that comes your way. If things are feeling a little bit overloaded, it's okay to say no. Maybe next time we'll do that.
That's something that's hard especially for women to do, isn't it? Yeah, we had something else organized this morning that we would have loved to go to, but we had to say no to, unfortunately, so that we could produce this. And in going in and exploring, what we often find is we tap into so much that we already have, because we're so often looking at, okay, we need this, we have that. But it's like if you kind of imagine yourself as like a house with all these rooms. Some of the rooms we haven't really explored and explored the things that are within, and these treasure troves. And so if we first take stock at that and then realize, like a house again, there's a lot of rooms that are very cluttered.
Absolutely.
And if we want to bring new energy in, we really have to start decluttering. I was really motivated over the holidays to do some decluttering, and I kept saying to myself, no, I got to do a little bit of work, I got to do this, that. But decluttering my office felt so amazing. I physically felt amazing. It wasn't just mental, it was unbelievable.
It's that old adage, you know, I think a lot of kids are saying, oh, I need new crayons, I need a new binder, I need this for school, because the teacher always gives you this monstrous list. But my mom always went into our supply cupboard or wherever we kept our school supplies when we were younger or whatever, and she actually found like about half the list of things that we didn't have to buy all over again or go outside and get. So the same thing comes from within. You always have the tools within. You just have to do a little bit of digging and decluttering to find them sometimes, but they're always there, so no need to go and look externally for things.
That's good advice. And the thing about decluttering too is looking at, it's helping you to prioritize what you want to keep and what you don't. So you use that as a metaphor for like the last year. You take time now to look at 2013. What are the things that you did accomplish that you really like? And some people did that in the years quickly, but it's important to go a little bit deeper and say, what are the things in your life that's really serving you, wanting to keep them or amplify them, and what are the things that are no longer? And it could be relationships, it could be work elements, it could be anything.
Yeah,
right?
And I think it's really important point to mention is that it's not scary to look within. So don't be scared, don't be shy. Set the intention that it's a learning experience for you. It's a growth opportunity. If there's feelings that you come across, they're a little bit uncomfortable, it's okay. You don't have to deal with them right away. As long as you know they're there, that's fine. You can deal with them on your own time or with divine timing, as Una mentioned before. But the point is that you're going forward and you're looking, right? And you're just exploring. It's just you can think of it as just like explorers did back in the day. Christopher Columbus, they weren't too sure how to handle the New World, but the point was that they were trying to do it and they were taking one step at a time. So it's the same thing with you. If you decide to look within, you don't have to tackle every single part of yourself, I guess, in one day. You can just sort of take it one step at a time. And I think the key is awareness, right? As soon as you're aware, then you can handle it a lot better when you know. But if you don't know, then you don't try, then you do a lot more detours unnecessarily.
Yeah, and I think the last thing really is nurturing and replenishing. Is doing some of the things that help nurture your body, nurture your mind and your soul. So rest,
Epsom salt baths are huge. That's a huge one for me. I find Epsom, or if you can find sea salt at your local drugstore or grocery store, just a half cup of that. Sometimes baking soda is a really good cleanser as well to really nourish your body. You can do a salt glow. You can look online, different ways to do it, but basically you can just do a little bit of a salt glow, rub off your skin, bring some new skin out, feel good from the inside. Eat really well, make sure you're eating slowly and wholesome food. I use my crock pot from October till April, really slow cooked food, it's very easier to digest. And just really listening to what your body is asking for. If it's asking for root vegetables, or it's asking for soup, or if it's asking for salad, vegetables, whatever it is, your body's is an amazing tool. It's going to tell you exactly what it needs to heal itself and to rebalance, because your body's always striving for that equilibrium.
And I guess one of the other things is play, having fun and enjoying and laughing. That really replenishes the soul in such a deep way.
It does, yeah. I went for like a 10-minute skate yesterday, and I was feeling kind of like cooped up a little bit, and just after 10 minutes my whole energy system was revitalized.
Yeah, so, we always keep saying get out and into nature and connecting. That helps so much. And just being a little silly.
Yeah, exactly. Not so serious. Yeah, you might have noticed today we're Lianne and I are back to work. Same thing. And of course we're just a little bit getting back into the swing of things as well. So we wanted to share with you our 5 or 6 top tips on just taking it a little bit more easier these days. And easy physically and easy on yourself as well. Not to put too much pressure on yourself and thinking that you have to get everything accomplished when you really feel tired. If you honor your body when you feel tired, I think you'll go a lot further to accomplishing a lot more things in your life.
That's it. So just to kind of summarize, take a little bit of time, look within, listen to what your body's telling you, take stock of what you already have, declutter, and then really replenish and nourish. And that'll help you then for the next step, which is really a vision, creating that vision for yourself and what you want to do, and creating a plan, which hopefully our next time we get together we'll talk a little bit more about, maybe.
Absolutely. About how to create a really awesome plan for yourself. Yeah, it's easy. Easy is our theme this year. Easy, yeah. It's not a struggle. Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for listening, and we'll look forward to meeting with you again. In the meantime, please express your light and have a great, great January. Namaste.
Namaste.